Fans of Little People Big World have the opportunity to purchase a piece of reality TV history again. Nearly 3 years after listing a piece of Roloff Farms on the market for $4 million, Matt Roloff has revealed that he is once again hoping to offload a portion of his family's famous Hillsboro, Oregon, farm, this time for the new and reduced price of $2,895,000. Roloff Farm and the original farmhouse has been a monumental part of my life for over 30 years, the father of four revealed to People this week. This legacy property was shared with millions of you around the world through Little People, Big World. It holds some of the most magical memories and will forever live deep in my heart. As the Ashley previously told you, when Matt initially listed the portion of Roloff Farms, which includes the Roloff family's former home, notable red barn, and 16 of the farm's 109 acres, he made it clear that he wasn't happy about selling the property as he wanted it to stay in the family. Matt insinuated at the time that his twin sons, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, were to blame for him having to sell the farm, ultimately igniting a feud between Zach and Matt that became public when Zach blasted his dad on social media in May 2022 for manipulating the narrative of the situation to Little People Big World fans. Despite his efforts to sell the listed portion of Roloff Farms in summer 2022, Matt went on to announce in October 2022 that he was scrapping the sale idea and instead turning the 6-bedroom, 5.5-bathroom farmhouse into a short-term rental, which opened to guests in December 2022. Less than 8 months later, Matt relisted the home for $3,395,000, a significant decrease from the initial $4 million asking price. While Matt noted this week that he truly hoped that the entire farm would remain in the family forever, he claimed that life happened and that was not meant to be. My kids each have their own wonderful lives, some with their own farms, projects, and their own individual dreams, which I honor and am so proud of, he added. As for why he isn't planning to hold on to the piece of property himself, Matt said that as he approaches his 64th birthday, he's learned that less is truly more. These days, I find joy in life's simpler blessings. Spending time with my precious grandchildren, focusing on a new, exciting TV project, and soaking up the Arizona sunshine, he said. As the Ashley previously reported, Matt and fiancée Karen Chandler purchased a home in Surprise, Arizona, from Karen's parents in 2018 for $375,000 as a vacation home. Matt said he's also hoping that the piece of Roloff Farms will bring the new owners as much happiness as it brought his own family over the years. This property isn't just a home, it's a launchpad for big dreams, Matt said. There's a kind of magic here. The moment you step on the farm, your senses tingle, your imagination soars, and your heart feels like you're home, he continued. We know the next owner will love it as much as we did. Zach Roloff starred on Little People Big World alongside most of his family for 25 seasons, but the father of three revealed this week that appearing on the TLC series wasn't something he always enjoyed. On a recent episode of his and wife, Tori Roloff's Raising Heights podcast, Zach reflected on the early days of Little People Big World, admitting that while it was fun at times, it was also very stressful. It was odd because there was always this expectation that I should be doing something right now, he said, as reported by Monsters and Critics. When people say reality television, I always think there's a little caveat there because, at the end of the day, these people are paying for a crew to be here. Matty Bookout gushes over her hubby Taylor McKinney. Regarding the early days of Little People Big World, Zach said his mom, Amy Roloff, did a pretty good job of keeping Zach and his siblings grounded, noting that the Roloff kids continued attending the same school and kept the same close friends as they had before the show began filming. He also admitted that it was fun at times getting to travel to different cities to promote the series. But it was also very stressful, he added, And some of that is the family dynamic. Some of it is how I feel the family handled reality television. My mom and dad did a lot of good things, but then there are times where I'm like, we could have done that better, especially in the last, I don't know, 10 years probably. Zach admitted that he could not stand filming the show in public, which he compared to being on a movie set in the middle of a public setting, as it would lead to everyone staring at you. He also said the dynamic changed as he got older, as filming the series became more of a business than it was in the early seasons. They did not just sit around all day filming, it was, hey, here are film days, 2 days a week, he said, calling the format rigid. I always say it's real, like what we're doing was reality, in a sense, but it was like a scheduled reality, he added. As the Ashley previously told you, Zach and Tori announced in February that they were stepping away from the TLC series, citing their 3 children as a huge reason, along with the current situation involving Zach's dad Matt Roloff and Roloff Farm. As fans of the show know, Zach and Matt began feuding in May 2022 after Matt announced on social media that he was selling a portion of Roloff Farm, despite previously claiming that he wanted the farm to stay in the Roloff family. Matt's announcement seemingly blamed his and ex-wife Amy's twin sons, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, for having to sell the farm, which proceeded to kick off a public feud between Zach and Matt that played out on both social media and the family's TLC show. In May, Zach revealed on an episode of his podcast that the situation with his dad had yet to improve since filming the season 25 finale of Little People Big World nearly a year ago. He also hinted that his father's narcissism and inability to admit that he did anything wrong may be a big reason why the father-slash-son relationship had yet to be repaired. As of now, TLC has not announced whether or not there will be another season of Little People Big World. The future of Little People Big World remains uncertain, and according to Zach Roloff, so does his relationship with his dad, Matt Roloff. On a recent episode of Zach and Tori's Raising Heights podcast, Zach told listeners that the situation with his dad has yet to improve since filming the finale of LPBO nearly a year ago. He also hinted that his dad's narcissism and inability to admit that he did anything wrong may be the reasons the father-slash-son relationship has still not been repaired. Oh, it's not great, Zach said of his relationship with Matt. People are still in denial, they didn't do anything wrong. As the Ashley told you last week, Matt confirmed in an interview with ET that TLC has yet to announce whether or not there will be another season of Little People Big World. However, if there is a season 26 of the reality series, Zach and his wife, Tori Roloff, won't appear on it, as the couple announced in February that they were stepping away from the show. Zach and Tori's departure from LPBO came nearly 2 years after Matt announced on social media that he was selling a portion of the Roloff farm, despite previously claiming that he wanted the farm to stay in the Roloff family. Matt's announcement, which seemingly blamed his and ex-wife Amy Roloff's twin sons, Zach and Jeremy Roloff, for having to sell the farm, kicked off a public feud between Matt and Zach, which played out on social media and on the family's TLC series. On the season 25 finale, Zach told viewers there was still not much of a relationship between he and his dad, and while time might even it out, he predicted things will be different between the two going forward. On his podcast, Zach seemed somewhat hopeful that he and his father could eventually repair their relationship. In my mind, it's a narcissism, he said. So yeah, it's not great, I don't know, more time may heal. Zach went on to say that the dust has settled, but nothing has been fixed. It's a bummer because I thought we were kind of evening it out a little bit, Zach said. Following the release of the podcast episode, Tori took to her Instagram story to weigh in on the issue as well, telling fans that forgiveness and boundaries are 2 completely separate things. For everyone saying we need to forgive, we did a long time ago. "We hold no grudges here," she wrote. "However, it caused us to create boundaries." Tori also insisted that she and Zach, who moved from Oregon to Washington in October 2021, aren't preventing their children from seeing their grandparents. "The crap about us keeping our kids from their grandparents needs to stop," Tori wrote. "The grandparents can come visit anytime they want." When Zach and Tori confirmed in February that season 25 of LPBW would be their last, the couple claimed their children were a huge reason why they'd made the decision, although they also admitted that the recent happenings involving Matt and the farm were also a contributing factor. When asked his thoughts on Zach and Tori's exit, Matt said last week that he was happy for them and proud of Zach for making the decision. However, he didn't disclose at the time that he and Zach remain at odds. "I think that's a very difficult and powerful decision to step away," Matt said of his son and daughter-in-law leaving LPBW.